As a person, you have to fight for the person that you love. But if you look at me, talk good
indaba yokuzimela stop angikwazi nje ukuyithatha kwangempela athi ngathi taking yakho baya snack lana sayidini you have to be wake up
wena le soka le breakile up because of Neo and then libuelani yana utlomlela hore umusunne
onombetrayed mfethu okwesibili nalomfana
it will never happen again please
yenzeke kanjani angibonanga kanjani ukuthi uOno uyamthanda uNeo mfethu njengoba uploma ucabanga ngona kuyakusiza so asibaye sithi sithi ma
ke ke gore nna ne ke nagana gore a tshwane le bana ba nne ke batla
Dumelang sanbonani goeie môre abshane, and if I do not know your mother tongue, please do forgive me. But I'm just so excited to welcome you guys to Behind the Camera Bafetu. As you guys can tell for yourselves, we do have the cast of House of Zwide in Benchizami, and we're having an amazing time talking about all things personal versus professional. Before I say anything else, just check this clip out.
Ooh, darling. Come on now, ooh, sugar, hey. It's been hard I get, been so hard I get. I prove that I want you. Come on now, prove that I need you. Oh, darling, won't you try? 'Cause it's you. Yeah, I know that it's love we have. Oh, what a love we have. Sure that it's love we have. Oh, darling, won't you try? 'Cause it's you.
Hi! I know that video was too much, but I have one photo, guys. Where was our invitation? Hey, let's go.
It was a girls' trip.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Where you guys
it
headed
was
to?
so fun. We were in KZN, went to the Drakensberg, went with SA Tourism.
Yeah.
It was super, super fun. It was like 2 days. How long?
yeah like 2-3 days
Yeah. It was super nice. Yeah.
Soft, ne?
Yeah, soft.
Actually, we don't get the soft ones, boy.
What did you guys get up to? Ke bona di-harness.
Yeah, literally. Why are you saying that thing?
what zip lining?
Yeah, we did zip lining.
No
oh my
way.
goodness. And it was a whole like obstacle course thing. Not obstacle
Yes.
course, but like there's levels. So it's like a short thing and then it gets longer and the last one is like the highest height.
Yeah.
Which was insane. And you can't turn back. Like once you've started, you have to
Give me
go.
a registering squad. I know somebody registered squad. So give me a registeering squad.
Basically,
maybe something just better left answer.
yeah, you know.
Say less.
But at the end, we were all happy that we did it.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters. I guess.
Yeah.
I did. Well, with that being said, obviously we can chill here and speak all day just about ourselves, but we are here to answer a few questions from you, the people chilling at home, starting off with the first one that is coming all the way from KZN, from Nkosi. From Nkosi CB, and his question is, I would like to know what was their first impression of each other when they first met on set.
That is interesting.
Listen,
I must take it.
go for it, brother.
I would say it was quite interesting when we all met. I think we first all met when we did our meet and greets. That's where everybody met each other for the first time, as much as we had probably seen each other a bit during the audition process, because we were doing chemistry tests, trying to see who's going to be in the show. You know, you meet some people in the audition room and you're like, they want me to be with this person in a scene right now. We must do an improv even, you know, so when we actually met at the meet and greets is when we saw, we'd say, okay, I have done a chemistry test with this one, and then I was looking forward to who's going to play this role, because I mean, we've read like how the story's going to go, so you're like, oh, oh, I have this, I have a brother, I have a sister, I have a love interest, I have this, I have that, you know. So we were trying to put all these faces to the names and characters, and it was quite interesting when we all met. I was like, everybody's a good vibe, everybody looks good. We're about to represent fashion in a way that nobody has ever even imagined.
Okay. I'll be honest, I didn't like any of y'all. I was like, these people are mean people. I don't want to be. But on to our second question that is coming all the way from Konalana JHB Gauteng. It is Leto Wodumo Ngobese, and she is saying, yeah, I know. Hey, this one is hot. But why is Honor such a vampire?
What do they mean? What do they mean?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? What are you saying? I mean, I don't think she's a vampire. I mean, hey, guys, I mean, that's a hectic term to use.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's just a young girl, like, she's just living life.
Exactly.
You know,
And it happens to everyone. I
Yeah.
think that's what House of Zwide does well, is to show like different realistic situations.
Yes.
So, yeah,
And
I would
obviously,
say
in
she's a
some
vampire.
situations, you may seem to come across
Yeah.
as
Vampire.
a vampire, but we're human. Like,
Yeah, that's a
all
little
we
dramatic.
What are your understanding about vampire? Because now I'm not getting.
I'm getting
correlation.
leech from it. I'm getting like
I'm gonna speak for my guy Neo, man. I just feel like, you know, the way you keep moving from one guy to the next to the next. Hey. But you know what? Let's move on to the next question. Let's do that. Our next question is from Soweto JHB. We've got Nozipo Dlamini, and she is saying, what's your favorite thing to do together when you guys are not filming on set?
I think there's a lot we like to do. Like, we genuinely, I think a lot of us, because we're like a youthful cast, we like to do fun experiences. Like, whatever seems fun, we're all for that. But a lot of the time, we don't really have time to do much. Like, so we'll end up just going to like a restaurant because we all just happen to rap at the same time. And even then, it's like, you know, it's and it's never a decent hour where you're like, okay, we can go to Gold Reef, we can go do this, we can go do that. So
But we also do fun stuff, like we do bowling, we've gone to movies together and stuff. And I think whenever, like, if I'm doing something or if I'm going to a show, whatever, I'll be like, hey guys, I'm going to the show, do you guys want to come through? We always do that, like, with each other, like whenever the opportunity presents itself to invite someone, we always invite each other because I guess we're drawn to each other.
Mara, you guys don't invite us to church.
You haven't been invited to church.
Yeah,
can I take that one?
Multiple times. So, go ahead, Nafet.
Exactly.
You're the problem.
Our next mbuzo is from Offense Mwepi from Potchefstroom, Northwest. Yo. Yeah, this one everyone here can answer, Papa. Actors have to kiss each other for certain scenes on House of Zwide. Yeah. I would like... Okay, I would like to know whether or not there are any boundaries that you guys have with each other. I think
That's a good question.
That's a very good
you can take this one, brother.
You haven't responded to any question. How about you take that? I mean, you just had a kissing scene the other day.
How about you tell us?
No, but like, to be fair, I feel like the way that there's a conversation obviously has to be had, because you also don't want to like trespass. Fair, but we need to speak. Okay, cool.
Facts.
Are you comfortable with this? Are you comfortable with that? Some people, when they're kissing, hey, sometimes picking you. So I feel like just we have a conversation about it, and then from then on we just see okay, is Nafisa comfortable with this? Is Wanda comfortable with this? Is Charlotte comfortable? And then from
Can I just ask, do you ever feel like we're forced to have uncomfortable conversations, right?
100%.
Especially when we have like all these intimate scenes. Do you guys ever feel like, oh my gosh, like, where do I start? Like, how do I initiate this conversation? How is this person gonna take it?
I think because we boys already outside of the show, like we were cool with each other.
Yeah.
Like we beyond that, you know, you're able to pull up to one and be like, hey, boys in. Yeah, we have a kissing scene, boy. I just say,
how are we doing? How are we approaching it? Because I think at the end of the day, we all, like how you're saying, Wanda has to know how to do it, Charlotte has to know how to do it. So we're humans at the end of the day. So we have that conversation out of respect. We say, okay, we're about to happened. Look, when we had our first one, like it was just so crazy. It was sprung on us.
It was our first scene together.
That's what I wanted to say. Yes.
No,
literally our
and
first
it was
scene
like, it was my
together.
first time properly meeting him, because the last time I'd seen him was at the meet and greet.
Yes.
Because we didn't have scenes together. It was our first time shooting together, and that was the scene.
First
and it
date, kabuz.
imagine.
Dog.
Was that not awkward though?
It was. So awkward.
It was. It was just like, but we had a conversation. I was like, like he asked, like, so what are you comfortable with? What aren't you comfortable with? Whatever. And then we had that conversation, and the scene went really smooth.
Crazy, man.
So yeah.
I mean, you've kissed everybody on the show.
Okay, that's dramatic.
I'm just saying, I just had to put that out.
I don't know. I'm feeling attacked.
But it's okay. We'll move on to the next Mbozo.
No.
We want Lena Irene from Johannesburg, Gauteng, and Yana Ar, when will we see Cindy
See.
and Neo together?
Oh, that would actually be an interesting combination.
That would be very, very
I
interesting.
know.
I'm trying to figure out how they would meet.
It doesn't matter.
If you
It's
could
a
write
small
if you could
world.
write it for us,
Yeah.
how we link up, how would you put it
Yes,
together?
actually.
So, are you in soccer tights?
No, no boys.
Well, so now personally, it's like a thing of Cindy akafitla go babisang
House of Zwide.
go House of Zwide, go to space, go to intense.
What would she be doing there?
She would be coming to confront Anna, obviously.
Okay, lovely. Yes.
Because she's busy with her man.
Yay.
So Cindy's coming to you, girl, stay away from my man. And then corner of her eye,
My man.
she sees you, and she's like,
Soulmate.
Actually,
Soulmate.
I made a
that.
mistake, guys. Let me recalibrate.
yeah.
Okay, now on. Go now. That's exactly how it goes. My man.
Everyone.
Yeah. So, but I don't see you guys together really.
Yeah, man, it's a bit awkward, you know, but
I think that would be a nice plot
I
twist.
really
though.
think it would.
The writers are
I think they
listening.
both, well, no,
You know?
she has such a big personality, and so does he in some ways. So I think it would be interesting to see how the
It
two
would be
come
cute,
together.
yeah.
I would
yeah, no,
like
let's
to
not
see
give the writers any ideas. Yo, we got a clip to go and check out. Haribo, we're going to continue on with your questions. Buffet too. It is, of course, the gang,
Gang.
Macam.
Yes, my gang.
Squad deep.
Insizwa.
That's a House of Zwide, Rajika, after this clip. Buffet too.
That is what dog.
Like, yeah, but I don't get my shop on my bag. Imagine you trying to
Beloved, beloved,
Hey, beloved.
Chef,
Not
he
like
wanted to
King.
reconnect with his childhood, you know, when he used to.
I would
You know,
say, I get that.
he ain't got it
Be fair.
I
anymore.
get that. Boys in, we will defend you while you are not here. But hey, man, let's jump into another question. It's getting hot.
Let's get it hot.
This question is coming from Tabang Moyo from Ferndale, Johannesburg. What's the best piece of advice you've been given by one of the cast members?
Ooh.
Oletu, Shalati?
Yeah, let me take that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, because I'm also new to this acting space, right? And I think for the past year, it's been a very enlightening experience. Because in Seven Zanabantu, who have been doing this for longer than I've been alive, you know, it's you get different pieces of information every day that you always sort of have to internalize towards a bigger picture.
True.
I think for me, the most helpful thing that I've gotten just from any random cast member is Uguti, as an artist, if it's a case where you don't have representation and we as kulumela in all cases, the best option is to, if not one, find representation, like an agent, you know, is to liaise meetings with people outside of the professional space so that like you can make sure that actual conversations happen without breaking boundaries and ruining relationships. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's good.
Big dog,
advice.
what about you?
Advice that I've gotten.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think because I've received a lot of advice like throughout my career, but I would say somebody once told me, because you know we get to a point where now you go to a whole lot of auditions and you're getting all these no's and you're thinking maybe there's something wrong. I need to change a way in how I'm acting or just how I present myself. And then they like, no, don't change how you're doing. It's probably because you don't fit into those shows and what's waiting for you is much bigger. So keep to yourself, keep to what you're doing, believe in your strengths because there's nobody, your biggest strength is that nobody is you. You are your biggest flex. So if you walk into a room and you're like, yo, this is me, this is what I got to offer. And if I believe it so much so that you can believe it, then it's going to be perfect for what you're doing. You know, so that is something that I've heard before when I was doubting, was maybe, I need to change, man, you know, do something different that will be accepted by South Africa. But yeah, we don't know what's waiting out there.
That's true. That's true. What about you, Shalate?
For me, I think the best advice I've gotten was when you're in an audition line, just before you go in, like if you're next, just start smiling. When you walk in, you're going to be so confident. You're going to be in such a good mood, especially if you're nervous or you're shy or, you know, you're like, oh, I'm going to forget the lines or whatever. As you're sitting there, just start smiling. Just literally start smiling.
Yeah, it's fine.
Actually, you're lifting. Like the brain is going to register like, oh, okay, we're in a good space. We're happy. And then you walk in, you'll be confident, walk in tall and, you know, do your thing.
Come on.
Now imagine it's an emotional scene, but you're walking in like this. But
Doesn't matter.
No, this one was
confused.
But now I hear you. On to the next question, all the way from Midrand, Johannesburg. Hey, when will Honor and Neo be in an official relationship?
Where? How about you take it, my brother?
I'll
In
ask the
fact,
question.
no, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you.
I ain't got the answers. I ain't got the answers, Sway. Watch the show, Sway. That's literally all that I can say.
That's literally all we can
Keep manifesting, you know.
Yeah, pray about it.
Yeah, pray about it, yeah.
Okay, when do you think is the right time for Honor and Neo to be? You know, do you actually see Honor and Neo getting together?
Actually,
I mean, you are the best friend.
As Shoki, I would not advise.
that makes sense though.
Mzala is my mzala.
Yeah.
Like, what can I imagine? I'll just be such a bad mzala for me to be like, jump ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I like Una and Soga together. Soga's a good guy.
Soga's a really good
guy, bro.
He's a very good guy.
Next question.
People don't like good, they don't like boring, they like something.
I think for the
dangerous.
drama and everything, it would be amazing for Una
and
and Neo to officially be together. I think that would be really good. And you guys are really great on screen as well. So.
Hey man, I just feel like there's a lot of hate. You know what I mean? Like you messing with a brother who's got a baby mama. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Okay, it's getting personal.
Where your baby mama at, homie?
She in Cape Town.
Damn.
That's it.
Okay. So the next question is all the way from Kopeli Bafetu, Atrijvili, Pitori Papa. Coming from Ontatile Modise, and she is saying, what's your favorite memory that you guys have together? And I go to what's the superstar? Because I don't understand. My brother, there's no sun in here. But my brother said I'm gonna put the shades on.
Don't let that help, Papa.
I'm a vampire.
It's the brand.
So what's going on? What's your favorite memory together?
Favorite memory together as a cast, yo, we've had so many.
No, ngithi wena no Shalate or uwani Nkosi no Shoki.
Nkosi no Shoki.
Uwani no Shalate. Either.
Yo, you know the thing is with our relationship on the show, it's like we always in our nice times, and then they'll bring something in that's just gonna make it go.
Yeah.
And you just like how we just built something nice, guys. Let's get to the climax. Every time it gets to almost the climax, we're like, here's something else. Baby mama, here's something else. You know, rejection of the marriage. There's always something. You know, so it's always exciting to shoot those scenes. But I think my favorite one is still coming. So everybody still needs to.
Oh yeah.
actually.
So we also want to know,
Libeleng.
Gucci, as Shalate and Wanda, what's your favorite memory together on set?
I don't know. I think for me, my favorite memory is. Okay, so there was a time I was doing a phone call scene, right? So when we do phone call scenes, usually the person that you're actually having the phone call with isn't on set with you, right?
True.
And so I think I had mentioned to him I'm like feeling a bit nervous about the this phone call because I'm not sure if it's flowing well or whatever. So we ran it together because he was still on set, but he was wrapped. Then it was like, cool, okay, bye. And then as I'm shooting the scene, so I obviously start with my first line, and then the response is him. So he's reading with me. So he was on, like, you know, backstage or whatever. So I was like, oh, this guy, he's cool, he got me, you know. So I think that was like one of my, I think it was one of the first times we started shooting after the kissing scene, of course. But then when we started having scenes together, yeah.
Okay.
Gangsta love. Like we all have each other's back on
Exactly.
our set.
And yeah, I think that moment for me, I was like, okay, this guy's got my back.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
Nah, that's dope. On to the next question from Tepo Molapo Otla Eastrand Johannesburg. First of all, are you real friends? And if so,
Real friends.
how do you guys support each other outside of work?
I like a man who's asking the real questions in life.
Yeah.
But why is this answer? I like that. Little friend sucker. Little friend sucker. Okay, wait. Okay.
Are you our friend?
So, okay, from my POV, right? I think there's a genuine friendship here, and it doesn't even feel like a friendship just because we haven't even spent that long together. It's been like a year plus, and it really feels like we're a tight-knit family.
Yeah.
With the way that you guys take care of each other outside of, I've heard conversations that you guys have in the green room and things that have to do with your personal lives. And Zayana, you guys counsel each other on certain things that you normally wouldn't be able to talk to just a colleague, you know.
Yeah.
It's very admirable to see. Not personally, I feel like really friends.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We're now on to
I feel like really friends and family. Except for Tato.
Let's not lie to the people at home.
Yeah, Tata doesn't want to be part of the family, so that's fine.
Everyone gets in their purpose.
Ain't no vibes here. No, I'm joking, man. What about you guys? You guys feel as though like we really support each other?
Yep.
Yeah,
Offset.
I really do think we do. Because, I mean, we literally have a group chat, and whenever anyone's doing something that's not work or House of Zwide related, we always support them. Like, if someone's having a show, we're going to go watch. If someone is inviting us to their place because of whatever, they just feel like having a Sunday lunch, we're going to go. Like, we are really a family, like all of us. And it was so organic, it was so natural. And it's really such a blessing, to be honest. to have
I
that.
think like also one thing we all understand here is that not everything is a competition.
Yeah.
And that's what breaks a lot of other
Cost.
Cast or
down.
colleagues,
You know,
yeah.
we what I saw this other week, just for an example, there was this international show that was casting, and you know, them two are pretty much, they can fit for any character on, you know, any brief. So they were both auditioning for the same show in the same room, and we're helping each other. And nobody's just like, she's doing it better. I'm gonna go at home and do it another way. It's just like, we just all helped each other.
It's genuine love.
Like we all support each other.
Yeah, man. That's the wave, man. That's the way. I don't agree with the friends team, but
we're all friends except for you.
Giving antagonist.
Yes.
On to our last question. Based on social media posts of some of the cast members, it looks like you guys love traveling together.
Yep.
Where would you guys want to go next?
I would love to go to an island. Like, I think we really, like, we're always surrounded by people, and not that we don't like people and stuff, but it does get, like, quite overwhelming sometimes. So a lot of the time when we want to travel together, we'll go to, like, isolated areas. And I think an island would be a perfect, like, destination.
An island would definitely be a perfect destination.
But if we just come to Kruger's though.
But
Just come to my age.
Organize some
but we're not friends.
No, I'm gonna
I said organize.
Okay.
Yeah,
See, now
I'm
our
gonna
job is to
invite your
arrive.
house.
Say less, man. But yo, where would you want us to go? Real quick, off the dome.
Where would I want us to go? Guys, let's go to Mauritius. Just
Salate?
Mozambique.
Okay, I took a smaller plane to be like Toulouse. What about you?
something realistic or something that I really want to do.
Whatever you really want to do.
I would really love to go to Disneyland with you guys. Like, if we can just go to like, and it's like not even Disneyland. That's far. Let's go to Gold Reef, like, as the best friends.
Let's
Book out the
go.
whole of Gold Reef.
Yeah, if we can, yeah, Ria, what about
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy one Gui Anaconda.
Yeah.
I want to sit in the middle, but there mustn't be anyone on there.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, let's do it.
No, man, dope, man. But before I kwala tabene ka speaking about the from you guys, what do you think about friendship in the workplace?
I think friendship in the workplace is very important, but there should be boundaries. Because at the end of the day, we are colleagues. Like, you can't, you know, arrive on set unprepared and think, oh, yo, Chomi, I'm so sorry. Friend, yeah, we're not friends. Like, more, yeah, we're working. So I think there should be, like, we need to establish boundaries. But for the most part, I think it's very important to have at least one person that you can go to for anything. If you're feeling overwhelmed that day, if you feel like you're unprepared that day, let's sit at lunch, let's work through your lines, maybe, you know, before you shoot your scenes. Or just to debrief, you know, just, yeah.
Oluwethu, friendship at the workplace?
I think, bouncing off of what Nefisa said, it's really important to establish a connection with at least one person, whether it be somebody who's in the crew or somebody who's in your cast, because on days where your emotions are taking over and, like, you know, personally na kimuto strong like I'm a strong dude angkali like as in phasey but like on certain days, like, I'll get to set and I'm like, yo, okay, get it together. And it'll just be a simple conversation that I have with somebody asking me how my morning was that will cheer me up and get me into the mood of working. But yeah, it really is important to establish some sort of connection, even if it's not like a friendship, because there's certain people who, as Sibins and Abu, who help me run lines, even though it's not their job. You know, it's somebody who should be helping with the set or something. I'm struggling, you know. So yeah, it's very important to just establish a connection.
And we work with our emotions, like, do you know what I mean? And that, you don't really know how, that could just turn into anything at any given day. I mean, any given point in the day. So it's just, like I said, debriefing. Like, debriefing, I feel, is so important. Because if you just, because we, like on set, we don't go according to the actual episode. Like, it's very mixed match. It's, you know, and you could play an emotional scene and then the next scene is a happy scene and the next scene is a, you know, you're just kind of going through it. But I'm just like, it's very important because a lot of the time with emotional scenes, it gets difficult to step out of that because you're now, you're crying. Like, you're crying. You're sad. And you need to tap out of that because, homegirl, you got the next scene to do.
Girl. Shalate?
Just to go with what they've been saying, I think it is important to establish a friendship, but I think once you have established a friendship and once you have created a bond with someone or more than a few people in the cast, I think it's important to also pray about it and just, you know, be careful. I think that friendship in the workplace is important, but 100%. At the end of the day, we are colleagues. We all have not known each other for that long. We come from different walks of life, and I think it's very important to just be careful and to pray and to just always remember that you're there to work. And as much as your friends are there as well, it's not, you know, a hangout. It's you guys coming to work. So I think just always be professional.
Wanda?
I think, like, if you can always keep the respect. If there's respect, you always have harmony. So with us, I feel like if you take your time to know the next person, you know how to approach them and you know how to speak to them and not step on their toes should they be going through something. Because now you know this person, they are family, and that's what we aspire to be because we're close. So I know if you're going through something, I know I can't just now come and be a happy Wanda. I'm like, okay, she's going through something like this and that, so I need to approach these scenes like this and that, and probably tell the sets, guys, can we please keep it down, you know?
And just to jump off of that, I think that's why communication is important, especially if you are close with somebody that's on set. I think if I'm upset with you or if you're upset with me about something, and because we literally hang out outside of work and we speak and everything, it's important to communicate with those who are your friends, to say, listen, this, I didn't like it or whatever, resolve it, and then continue working in harmony. Because now with us, if we're not cool, it's showing on screen. You know what I'm saying? So our our emotions and how we feel about each other can be read off of screen as much as we're just doing the dialogue. So I think communication is also important for moments like that where it's like, I'm not really in the mood or whatever the case is. Just talk about it.
Dope, man. Yeah. Plain and simple. I'm just gonna hit a retweet, papa. Everything you guys have said, I'm just gonna say copy and paste, man. But what I love about our situation, why I feel as though with your friendship is important in the workplace, is because we all want to bring our best to the table, and we all want to be able to bring the best out of the next person. You know, so when there's a friendship nyana they established, and Oluetu needs this type of push for him to bring his A game on, then you do exactly that. If you want that needs a bit of a push like this, I know and me and him we have a Chelsea bond, so maybe just a young chat. We're having a great season.
Yeah.
But it's fun, just to chat over some food in Yana, just chatting with Tushala to check in what's how school going, how's Kela going, because hey, Vet has been fighting us about fighting, man. But just boxing, being able to have that friendship and being able to bring the best out of each other is why technically low key, no shade to anyone else, why we are the best.
We are the best.
I'm just saying, but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Behind the Camera. It is of course the House of Zwide. My gang ang it.
Yes,
My gang.
Gang.
My gang.
Okay.
Okay.
That's saying it. It has been Behind the Camera with the House of Zwide. My gang about it has been an amazing vibe. Please make sure you watch the show every single day, Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. How about like I'm not repeat it because we're thinking
Thank you.
Maybe sang it?
Omnibus.
Because we are the boss. Peace out, guys. Yes.